What will it take to break the Democrats' chokehold on American cities?
That's the question a group of Republican mayors from across the country sought to answer last week when the advisory board of the newly formed Republican Mayors Association held their first in-person meeting in Dallas. The group being led by that city's mayor, Eric Johnson, who recently switched parties from Democrat to Republican after opposing calls to defund the police.
So right now, Republicans hold just 26 mayoral offices in the 100 largest cities in America, a statistic the group is looking to improve by running law and order, infrastructure investment, low taxes, and business-friendly fiscal policies.
Joining us now are three members of the Republican Mayors Association Advisory Board: Mayor Dan Davis of Manville, Texas, Mayor Aaron Stewart of New Britain, Connecticut, and Mayor Bruce Rector of Clearwater, Florida. Great to see all three of you. Mayor Bruce Rector, I ended with you. I'm gonna start with you. What was the first thing that came up in this meeting of the mayors about how to target bigger cities than your fine place of Clearwater?
Well, we talked about, how difficult it is in today's environment to be a mayor, to lead a city, between inflation, which has made it significantly tougher for not just our residents, but for city governments to do projects because bonds are more expensive. The housing crisis, which you just talked about earlier on the show, and the border crisis, which is affecting all of our cities. It's just become very difficult to manage the work of being a mayor of a city. And so we believe, and we've talked about how we can help promote a business-minded approach, a CEO's type approach to leading these cities across the country, because in the time of crisis which we have in America right now, we feel like that type of leadership, a business-minded focus, is more important than ever.
You know, Aaron, it's interesting because I would think just every citizen would want law and order in their communities. They would want, good infrastructure. They'd want their dollars spent well. It seems like a pretty great winning message. But again, Democrats outperform Republicans in big cities all the time. So what do Republicans have to do different to start winning some of these mayoral races, get some victories, get some points on the board?
All the time. And you know what? This is a message that resonates with the average American voter. It doesn't matter where you live.
Yeah.
People want to feel safe in their communities. But that means that Republicans need to not give up on the big cities. And, I'm a perfect case of that. I'm a Republican mayor. I've been a Republican mayor here in New Britain, Connecticut, for the last 11 years, where Democrats significantly outnumber Republicans, almost 7-1 registration-wise. We can do it. We can do it with the right message. We can do it with the right candidates. But we need to do it by banding together, and that's what the Republican Mayors Association aims to do, to bring us all together to help raise funds, to help support getting more Republicans elected in areas where you just might not find it.
Exactly. And Dan, it's also, speaking from experience living in this hellhole, it's also getting out the vote. Like during local elections, even for like district attorney, people don't get out and vote. And it's being, for lack of a better word, is being inspirational leaders and showing people and telling people what you can do for them, for the entire community, and leading them in a different path than these blue, I'm about to curse. Go ahead, Dan.
You're exactly right. And here in Texas, it gets pretty hot. So sometimes voters don't want to come out and vote in that heat. And what it's really about is taking the message to where the people are at. It's not about waiting for them to come to you. The city of Manville is one of the fastest growing cities in the entire state of Texas. We grow at an average of 60% every 2 years. And when I talk to the voters that are moving to Manville from states like California, Washington State, New York, and others, I talk to them about why did they move to our city. And it's because they want a responsible, conservative government. They want a government that focuses on the essential services, a government that keeps the community safe, that you have fast response times for EMS and fire. And that's what conservative leadership brings. And when we take our message to where they're at, when we take it to their kitchen table, when we don't focus on all of the politics that are happening at the national level or internationally, but we focus on what impacts them in their home, I've found in my own city, they respond to that.
So, Bruce, obviously you guys all do this really well. You all won your races. You guys are all mayors. Congratulations. The problem is that other candidates aren't able to do what you all have successfully done as Republicans in bigger cities. And so, to you, Bruce, are you guys providing support in the sense of we're gonna provide documentation, roadmaps, ideas on how Republicans can win in cities, bringing the common sense messages that you guys won on to their races, and hopefully see victory for Republicans and common sense in larger cities? Is that the support you're offering?
Absolutely. We're going to work with mayors, Republican candidates across the country to, I just got elected 3 months ago. So I know what's working in today's political environment and what people are listening to. And essentially to add on to what the others have said, it's about bringing a sense of order to chaos right now. A lot of concern among voters about the state of the country, confidence in the country, confidence in the leadership of the country, but definitely in their own communities. And so those messages that resonated in my campaign and other recently successful Republican mayoral campaigns, we're going to help them learn from that and use that to be successful in their cities.
Aaron, I know New Britain, Connecticut really well and lived in Reading for a number of years. Is it, and it's blue, is it hard to find people who are Republicans to run for mayor, right? They're like, no, thank you.
It is. It's very difficult. But when they hear success stories, from each of one of us are a great success story in different areas of the country. When they hear the success stories about how you can do it, how you can be successful, and it starts with having that fire in the belly and feeling passionate about what's happening in your own community. I mean, we see it. We're seeing it everywhere right now. As long as you can find people that have that passion, we can harness that and train them how to be good candidates, and that's what the RMA is aiming to do. I mean, Bruce is a product of that. Just getting elected a couple months ago, he was one of the first races that we took on in Clearwater. Between him and Vermont was another race that we took on, and we were successful. We're going to replicate this model all across the country and really start pushing our numbers up because we know that Republicans just know how to do it better.
Dan, final word to you. To Texas, what do you got?
Yeah, in Texas, one of the things is for Texas across the state is very much a Republican-controlled state. Here within Brazoria County, we have a lot of Republicans that are elected here at the local level, but Texas is fastly growing. We're projecting in the greater Houston area over the next 26 years to have to build 52,000 homes just to prepare for the growth. And so when you have changing demographics, changing voter patterns, the key is figuring out what do the people want. President Abraham Lincoln said it best: government's meant to be of the people, by the people, and for the people. And we are elected to serve the people. And as a part of the RMA, we are committed to ensuring that Republicans in every state across the nation get elected to lead their cities. And as the cities go, our country goes.
Yep. Dan, great to see you. Dan Davis, Aaron Stewart, and Bruce Rector, mayors all. Manville, Texas, New Britain, Connecticut, Clearwater, Florida. See them. They're beautiful places.
All right.